So I've been watching and hearing videos of people giving their real opinion and reviews about Superman. And I'm convinced that this movie is fully DOA. What's going on, everybody? Hit that subscribe and let's get into it. First things first, what I want to say is, look, only the shills and all the paid fake critics are praising and are right now glazing all over James Gunn with this Superman, because that's all they know. They're getting a paycheck and they can go ahead and fake all of these reviews. I've been listening to a lot of reviews and I've been watching and looking at comments, and the majority of people are saying that this is just a comedy and it's straight up James Gunn doing what he always do, with these movies. He's turned Superman into Guardians of the Galaxy. That's exactly what this has all become. A Marvel copycat. And this is where we are right now. Look, I am more convinced than ever that this movie is going to tank and it's going to do bad. Not because I want it to, but because of what it's gotten to. This is what James Gunn brings to the table. We seen it in the Suicide Squad. That flopped. We seen it with Peacemaker. That's also faked, because of course when you have the CEO of HBO coming out saying, yeah, that we faked and we used bots to create the fake views for HBO Max, that's telling you that they're also faking it. Creature Commandos, what we've seen, I only saw one episode and I was like, yeah, this is not for me. That tells you everything. People are not interested. People are not looking forward to this whole reboot. Now, you know what people are interested in? The Return of the Snyderverse. Every time I put up a poll, whether it's on X, also known as Twitter, or right here on YouTube, people are always supporting everything that has to do with the Snyderverse. And you might ask yourself, oh, give up, move on, they're not interested. You know what it is? That you can't accept the fact that we're winning, because everything that WB has been putting out with their DC IPs have all been tanking. Nothing has been working. And we've seen it with the stocks, because these stocks continue to fall, and every time they're always in the red. Sure, sometimes they go in the green, but they're still in the low numbers. That tells you everything. This is what's to come. We're all seeing it, how it's going to turn out. The studio, the executives, the shareholders, the investors, everybody, including James Gunn, Peter Safran, and David Zaslav, must be right now so worried, because they know that they're not going to make money. They're going to lose a lot of money. They know that the Snyderverse makes money. They know that that's what the fans want. They know that that's what the majority of the audience, fans, customers, consumers want. They don't want this reboot, and it's already proven. This movie is DOA. The final nail in the coffin comes with the release of this movie. I am more convinced than ever. And when you might be asking yourself, well, what if it does make money at the box office? So that doesn't mean anything. Because remember, WB needs a plan B. And Comcast coming into play in 2026, January, they're going to be doing some type of partnership with and for HBO Max. Could things be working behind the scenes? There's a high possibility. There's a very big possibility as we continue to move forward into the future. And unfortunately, everything is going streaming because, of course, greedy corporations. This could fall into play. And this could also be that backup plan. Because if WB wants to capitalize and cut the middle person, which would be theatrical releases, they can go ahead and stream things on HBO Max. And if you have Comcast backing them up, and they end up being the parent company owning WB, what do you think, that they're not going to clean house and they're going to fix things? Of course they are, because they know that there's money there. There's a fan base there. They could release the Ayer cut. They could restore the Snyderverse and have exclusive on their streaming service everything that we wanted and more, because you could still build and continue with, if you want to do an alternative DC universe like they have asked. Remember, Comcast had asked HBO, hey, we want Zack Snyder and David Ayer for DC alternative content. Could this be going exclusive for HBO Max? There's a high possibility. And with that, seeing the results, because remember, when Zack Snyder's Justice League was released on HBO Max, it crashed the servers. No other movie has done that in history. And it tells you where the money is at. It's always been with the Snyderverse. It's always been with the DCEU. And in due time, it will return. And it shall be restored. Because if this company wants to stay afloat and they want to make profit and they don't want to sell to no one, the best thing that they can do and what's best for business is restoring the Snyderverse. What are your thoughts? Hit that subscribe. And until next time.